my name's Kath and I'm the Creative Director for Conservation Without Borders. This is my boss Sacha and she is the CEO of Conservation Without Borders, otherwise known as the UN Ambassador for the Convention on Migratory Species, or more dramatically, the human swan, which she was named after she flew from Russia back to the UK, tracking the migration of Buick swans. Next up was the Round Britain Climate Challenge, with Sacha flying around the UK to highlight climate solutions. But days before the end of that expedition, in a freak accident, she fell 150 feet. And while she broke a lot of bones from her jaw down, she somehow survived. Despite many operations to put her back together and 6 months in hospital, she was determined not to let injuries deter her from our mission. So against the odds, in 2022, she set off with a team to follow the osprey migration from the UK to Africa, living out of vehicles and tents. She set off in a wheelchair and came back walking. And with amazing results and stories to share. In this vlog, we will share some of those stories and take you behind the scenes of life of Conservation Without Borders.
It's been a pretty spectacular afternoon watching them.
As we go, and the incredible people we meet along the way. While Sacha provides updates on our mission, her recovery, and showcases life on the road, I have spent most of my time in Zambia trying to work with 5 cats and wildlife that also doesn't see borders. Also, hopefully I'll be able to showcase some of Africa's incredible places and people.
So we're on the way back to the UK from the chateau, but I've stopped in at a good friend's house, Rob, who is a flying buddy and has helped on a few of our past expeditions, including helping me source the electric paramotor, for which I needed somebody who speaks excellent Spanish and understands paramotor tech. What was it that got you into flying, Rob?
I think the sense of freedom and being able to see nature in another way, not only in 2 dimensions, it's also in 3 dimensions, up, down, and this is basically the feeling of capturing nature in a different way.
And you have had some pretty awesome bird experiences in this part of the world, haven't you? There's a few pictures on the wall here of the cranes.
Yeah, well, we are exactly in the migration path from the cranes. There's lots of flocks passing in twice a year when they go south and when they back north, and it's an amazing experience when you're flying and by coincidence you see a flock coming, and it's the most beautiful experience. One of my best experiences in the flight. You can hear them from miles. They're coming, and when they just pass over you, it's something hypnotic. You can watch them. Everyone in the town is just like a minute silent. You just watch the cranes passing.
Worship of nature.
It's like respect to nature. It's beautiful. Yeah.
And you've flown with them.
Yeah. I had a beautiful one of these days that you didn't expect. And I was flying and I saw this massive flock and I couldn't reach it, and it passed over, and it's a shame. And then I looked backward and I saw another flock coming and I reached it, and it was beautiful. I couldn't fly so close to them, also because I respect them. I don't want to interfere in their flying, but see them 100 meters, 200 meters away is beautiful. Massive birds.
The storks have been through as well.
Yeah, recently, months ago, we had stork visitors in the town, which is unusual in this area, but so that's one of the reasons we live here. It's beautiful.
We're not just here for a social. I have been trying to figure out whether I have the head and the heart still for paramotoring, as it would be incredibly useful for a future expedition that we have in the planning. And but the first case is to see if I can. And Rob has suggested a possible solution for that as well. Rob, what is it that you're offering?
Yeah, I normally fly everyone in the town with this trike, which is for 2 people. Normally I am the pilot, of course. And it's very simple. It has the possibility to host someone else. It's a tandem version. You got wheels, so it's very easy to take off. In any wind condition, it's very simple. You don't have to do a running.
Yeah.
So I suggest we could try and see how it goes, how you feel.
And whilst I'm not used to being a passenger in a flying machine, given what I've gone through, I think this is not a bad idea.
Yeah, even if you feel comfy in the air, maybe you can take control of the handles and the throttle and give it a go. If we choose the perfect right condition and nice day, I'm sure you will enjoy.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure.
But today is very definitely not the right day. France has been, or certainly this region of France has been having massive storms and heavy downpours every day. Most of the fields are incredibly waterlogged. Even the river is raging at the moment. But at least we have a plan, and stay tuned for my first flight. Some of you will know that I have a large fat and skin graft on my right ankle that I tuck in as well as I can, but I've been on a waiting list to get it reduced for some time. And my number was finally called.
We fill it up with lots of fluid. Once it's so full, it kind of goes white, so it starts to blanch. You know, like you press on the skin.
Yeah.
So it stains white. We know that that's what we call tumescent. It's completely full. We then liposuction, so we suck as much of the fat out as we can. Yeah. And with all that fluid, all of the fat cells come out as well. So here's what I now have for a leg. It is in a half cast at the back and a lot of padding and wrapped up, and I need to keep it above my heart for as much as possible for the next 2 weeks, which is meaning, well, it'll mean there'll be no more outdoor activities. However, that is good for me to read. And I know that it does not look that slim. You can see that's where my ankle boob was. It's a bit slimmer, but I have a feeling that some of that lump is actually a padding, a gauze padding they might have put in there. And if the surgeon thinks I'll be happy, I am pretty happy.
So many people have been incredibly supportive all throughout Sacha's recovery and the subsequent operations, and we're always getting messages of support from all over the world. This one, however, was a little bit different and absolutely made us smile, and it goes to show that a little bit of silliness can really make a difference to someone's day.
Enjoy my inspirational rendition of Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, which is, you know, for your recovery from this operation, on the kazoo.
Created a contraption so I can keep my ankle above my heart whilst on the move. This peculiar scene is Rodan, who I haven't seen in years, testing whether he can scan my legs, but there is a very good reason for that. That's the backstory to this. Rodan is a bespoke product designer, but he and I were also once teammates competing for Britain at freediving. As I am really keen to get back in the water, but I can't wear my freediving fins with my legs as they are. Rodan has offered to try and design a solution so that I can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's going to work just fine.
Rodan has already helped in the early stages of my recovery, designing a device when the hospital was struggling to find a solution. When I was in hospital, I had a frame in my leg this was the piece that went around my foot, but there was another set rings above it that were basically all being used to grow my leg bones, stretch my leg bones a bit. And the piece that was needed for the bottom, so that I had something to stand on because my foot was hanging out the bottom, was no longer being made. The company had gone bust, and the one option they had didn't fit. So Rodan had offered to try and 3D print one, and managed to do an amazing job. Right.
What's I think maybe useful, if you look at it from the side, that they're not at the same angle.
Yeah.
And it's not even. They're not. These pink things are the giveaway. They're different lengths. You can see this side's much longer than this side.
And that was also partly because my foot, the wires from this were running through the bones of my foot and weren't holding my foot though actually in a completely.
Yeah, the lots of these are a full
Straight line.
with bolts, weren't they? A bit like
Yeah.
this. So there wasn't a lot of room. There wasn't a lot of choice of where to bolt this onto.
No. And he also couldn't come and visit, partly because it was lockdown and there was nobody allowed into the hospital at all. So I was kind of stuck for options until I got a message from Rhoda saying, I heard you had an accident and let me know if there's anything I can do. And man with a 3D print, it turns out it's very useful.
Really glad that they're actually able to help.
And we're filming for an upcoming documentary series, so we also had Craig and his canine companion with us.
Has it been interesting?
Yes, it's been fascinating, you know. It's amazing, it's interesting to see the technology from my point of view. I mean, the thing that I would pick up on is the fact when he said it's going to be better than a human, it's going to be more mammalian.
Today I am dressed as a pilot because I'm about to go flying with my husband over to the Royal Zambezi, which is on the lower Zambezi here in Zambia. We are going on a rinky-dink plane and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not the best flyer despite my husband being a pilot, and it means that we do get to go to some incredible places. So fingers crossed, we're gonna have some exciting news coming from this. If nothing else, I'm gonna get a nice lunch and hopefully see some amazing animals. Now trust me, I'm no expert because I still always get very nervous when flying, but I found two things have been very helpful. One is looking out the window at the incredible scenery and just appreciating actually how very lucky I am to be able to see the things that I see from the air and get that advantage. And the second thing, which has always been my thing, is music. It really does calm me down, and I just play tunes and look out the window and pretend that I am in some incredible movie. I would love to know if music helps you guys too, so post in the comments what music you find helps you relax when you're feeling a little bit anxious. In the last vlog I was talking about rainy season, and it came and it went and it was not very good. It should have been here a lot longer. It should still be raining now. These rivers and water levels should be a lot higher than they actually are. So it's been a bit of a worrying time here in Zambia, especially for the farmers who are planting crops and are unsure if it's actually going to make it. However, my secret mission was a success and we have got some exciting news in the pipeline, but you're going to have to wait to find out what that is. If you want to know, then please do like and subscribe and you'll be one of the first people to find out what our new exciting adventures are going to be. Meanwhile, we are still crowdfunding for Sacha's legs. We are at £17,000, which is unbelievable. The generosity has completely blown us away, and we are so thankful for everyone who's donated whatever they can to help with our mission to get Sacha back on her feet. If you'd like to find out more about this, then click on the video and find out more.